Shaye. We're going to have a look at another one of my downwind setups, and in particular this is a damage control downwind situation because we've only got one rudder on our catamaran, which normally has two rudders, so we're a bit broken. And what I'm going to show you here is this number here. This is my rudder position. This tells me how hard my rudder is working. So it's working quite hard. It's steering to the port side 4 degrees, 5 degrees, up to 10 degrees. Oh, there you go, 13 degrees because of the waves. What I'm trying to do is try and keep it as neutral as possible. The issue that I've got, see, that's where I want my rudder. Oh, and a big slew as the waves are giving me a bit of a hard time here. And believe it or not, this is sort of the better sail configurations that I've got going on at the moment, to try and keep some speed up and balance the rudder. So let's have a look what I've got up, and I'll let you know how and why it works. So I got dagger boards here, and I got my dagger boards down. So there's my dagger board over there, and you can see it's disappeared, it's down. Over here, my other dagger board, it's not as down. Still probably don't need to, but small safety I'm in a small safety mode, still offshore, still 200 miles off the Caribbean coast, still in Atlantic crossing mode. So leeward board is still up a little bit, windward board is down. And let's have a look at what I got flying in the sky. Oh, you probably haven't seen this one yet. A bit funny looking, isn't it? It's not what I'd normally run. So I got my fractional spinnaker up, and that black one there is what we call a GS, or a Genoa staysail. And this is helping pull the bow away. And back here I got my mainsail, which is in 4-3. Some may not have this option for a 4-3, but I insisted Anna puts 4-3 in because, you know, doing a lot of miles offshore, and it comes in handy, especially when shit like this happens. Yeah, so let's have a look and talk about what's going on. Now you can see my dagger board there. Where's my Genoa staysail? It's in front of the dagger board. Where's my spinnaker? It's in front of the dagger board. Where is my mainsail? It's behind the dagger board. So the two sails in the front help to pull and bear away the boat. So they're gonna steer the boat further downwind. Unfortunately my spinnaker, because I sheet it right back here on the back corner, it doesn't quite do that. It's a little bit neutral. If I have my tweaker on, it helps a bit. Where is my tweaker? Oh, it's still on my jib from running last night. If I run my tweaker, it does help, means that the sheeting point comes further forward and helps pull the bow away a little bit, but generally speaking we're going all right. Yeah, the Genoa staysail, we've got pulling, it's all pulling from the front, so it's just bearing the bow away. And my mainsail here, because it's aft of the dagger board, it's pushing the back of the boat sideways that way, which means that the boat wants to turn and round up into the wind. You'll notice there's quite a lot of twist in my mainsail. Try and ease that pressure as much as possible. I'm actually sailing against the lazy jacks, but I don't want to be hitting the side stays and wearing holes in all my batten pockets, so there's a compromise there. Now the Genoa staysail, you'll see the leech is not very twisted. It's so this is a sail from another boat, and it was ripped in half, and Anna repaired it, and we moved the clue box a little bit higher and made it all work for us. So it's not perfect, but it works well. But we trim this just like any normal jib, and we want to have the gap between, let's go and have a look at the gaps. Oh, through the square of dead. Now I'm not going on that side because you get wet on that side. So there's the tack of my pole, there's my Genoa, or the jib, and here's my staysail. So I've got a reasonable separation between the two tacks of those two sails. If we look up here, got reasonable separation, so there's not too much interference between the two sails. Yeah, what more can I say? The sheeting position, because it's fairly lightly loaded, I can actually sheet the Genoa staysail on my trampoline. That is not the ideal situation. That's I got it going because I broke my rudder in the middle of the Atlantic solution. The solution will be a couple of soft cat eyes on the deck here and here. Anyway, so yeah, this is the setup I've got for trying to balance the boat, and you'll see here probably a bit better as well, but there's my dagger board over there, and then there's my sheeting point for my Genoa staysail, there's the tack for Genoa staysail, so everything here is in front of the mast, in front of the dagger boards, and pushing the bow to leeward. Most of the Genoa is in front of the dagger board, but because we have the sheet behind the dagger board, it interacts a little bit differently in that it does pull the transom around a little bit. Yeah, and then we have the mainsail. The old dagger board. At the dagger board now, and you'll see the amount of mainsail that's actually behind the dagger board isn't a huge amount, but it's enough to certainly want to skew it around. Okay, and also now you'll see the trim of my sails. When I catch a wave, that the kite just goes floppy. You saw it before, the Genoa just starts to laugh. The Genoa staysail starts to laugh. Let's wait for it. Oh, kite rolling. Okay, you can just see the bubble appearing in the Genoa staysail. Oh, it's not going to do it for me now. Always when I have the camera on and I want it to surf, it won't. Waiting. Okay, there you go. You can just see the Genoa, the luff of it bubbling and folding in. So that's showing me that my trim, there you go, there it is about right, that both sails are folding at a similar time. The kite first, before the Genoa staysail. And we want this because we want the Genoa staysail to help recover the boat and steer it downwind. So we want it not over sheeted, but we certainly want it, there you go, look at it flapping there. We want it drawing and pulling while if the sail at the front starts flapping, to help the autopilot bear the boat away and refill the kite. Let's have a look at it. Don't know whether you've been able to see the waves or not, but the waves are coming sort of at my back corner, and then there's a cross swell that's also moving this way. So every now and then I'll get a wave that hits the back corner here, and it just shoves the transom this way, basically wants to wipe me out. There you go, you can see a swell that just came from the left of screen to right of screen. And there's a nice little squall behind us. That's going to upset a lot of things. Yeah, so this is what we're combating, all of these different forces and angle of a jangles and a dangles. So now, yeah, you can see the big trough of the waves here. So it's a very sideways swell coming through. And there you go, you can see the boat twisting around on the wave. So we're trying to soften the load on this poor old one rudder all by itself down here now. Seeing as that our port rudder departed us 800 miles ago. It's time to hopefully that squall just passes behind us. Looks like it will. Should be fast enough to outrun that. But glorious day out here in the Atlantic.